Hello, Karina. Thank you so much for your time for being in my interview. How are you today?
Hi, Ksenia. I'm fine. Thank you very much. Thank you that invited me to your program.
Okay, so I invited you because we get a lot of questions about what is Jewish dating, what is Jewish matchmaking, because not all people are informed about this special part of dating or special art of dating. I will ask you some question about what is so special about your matchmaking service. But first of all, can you tell us, please, about your company and your position in the company and what are you doing?
Sure. I'm working for Simantov International. Simantov International is a Jewish matchmaking agency, and it works in this special niche since 1975. Sure, I'm not working there so long. I'm a little bit younger than this agency is, but I'm working 7 years. I started my career there like a client administrator. Then I became a matchmaker. Then I became a senior matchmaker. Then I became a managing director. And now I am proud to be a co-owner of this agency as well. But I'm still love to do all mentioned activities, working with clients, matchmaking clients, coaching clients, and doing my best to find them the best partner.
Cool. Very interesting. And who are your clients? What countries? What age? What is so special about your clients?
Our agency works in the very specific niche, very special niche. We are working only with Jewish singles. Many people try and apply us as a clients, but I'm telling them that I'm sorry, guys, I can recommend you the best matchmaker, but I can help only Jewish singles. We are working with people whose parents are Jewish or who maybe were born in different religion but took the Judaism, made the conversion to Judaism, or some people who's let's say not halachically Jewish, so not 100% Jewish people, because for Jewish religion, as I know, is the same as a Muslim religion, the nationality goes from mother, not from father, like many people used. And so we have some clients whose mother is non-Jewish, but father is Jewish. We take those clients, but we always ask another side, are you okay to meet this person? If they say yes, okay, no problem, we are making the connection. If not, okay, guys, sorry, we will find someone else. So we are working only with people who are Jewish, even if they are not religious. So because there are many people who are just culturally belong to their religion, or maybe celebrate some big holidays and big traditions and customs, but it's not something that is a significant thing in their daily life. But I always ask the question, if you are culturally Jewish but not practicing too much, why it's so important for you to be with a Jewish partner? And I really love the answer. In most cases, I receive this answer that I wouldn't like to lose my identity. I would like to have a Jewish family for our potential children would grow up in more deeply in religion, in tradition, in area than we were. So I love this answer. I do understand why it is, because it's a huge heritage, because it's a huge tradition, huge history, and people would like to be the part of that. Sure, I understand people who are making mixed families. So love is win, love is over religion, really over borders and over everything. But the niche of our agency is to work with people who would like to build Jewish families.
What countries are your clients from?
Yes, you asked it. Sorry, I
Yeah,
understand.
because if you think about Jewish, like non-Jewish person, or somebody who is not involved in this culture at all, so you probably might think, oh, it's Israel only, because probably, and only in this country people really take care of tradition and food and religion, and so it's very important where Jewish people live.
Historical, it happens that Jewish people are living almost everywhere. So it's a part of our history that we were divided, that we lost our lands and we found our land, but Jewish people still are living everywhere. And okay, everywhere it's not on every step. There are just about 15 million Jewish people in the world, not too much, but actually everywhere, I guess everywhere where you, Ksenia, traveled, you could meet Jewish people. So the biggest Jewish community is in the United States. Sure, the very big community, it's absolutely logical, is in Israel, but it's a mistake to think that every person who lives in Israel is Jewish. There are many other nationalities are living too. And so the United States, a lot of Jewish singles are in England, a lot of Jewish singles are in Germany, in France, some in Switzerland, some big Jewish communities still left on the post-Soviet area. So not too many in Poland, not too many in Hungary, but some Jewish people are living everywhere. So any Jewish single can find us, can apply us, and we will do our best to find the soulmate for this single. But the single should understand that if the community in his or her place is not too big by itself, it can happen that he or she already know most of Jewish people around. So what we can do for this person, we can find someone who lives in other country. It's also a beautiful option.
I remember, it's so interesting to speak about this culture, because my grandmother on the father's side, she was Jewish, but just because it was Soviet Union, it wasn't official. In her passport, she was Asia, and it was written Jewish, because in Soviet passports you had to write your nationality. But everybody knew her as Anna. And my father did everything just to get Russian in his passport. Even he was, officially Jewish, just because in Soviet Union it was something like reason for being bullied. And I remember when I said in the school that my grandmother is Jewish, I was bullied just because, I'm 25% and officially I'm not Jewish at all.
Yes, officially, you're not Jewish. It is also the historical part of our culture that it was a very big community on post-Soviet area, but it was forbidden to follow any religion, not just Jewish. So that's why people who observed some traditions and customs, they did it discreetly, they risked a lot, and it was the reason why so many people relocated to countries where they allowed to do that as soon as it was possible. So but the generation of our parents or grandparents, we are about the same age with you. So and this generation who is from post-Soviet area, it even has a name, lost generation. So for those Jewish people are not so big, let's say, request for observed tradition, because it was forbidden. And but I admire these people even more than even after those restrictions, they could save their culture, their history, their heritage, and to continue to bring it to their children and grandchildren.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so now it's very important question. So for people who are Jewish, it's obvious what are you telling us, but for non-Jewish people who are thinking about, it might be very interesting. What are the most important thing you have to know before you start dating Jewish singles?
It's a different culture. It can happen that if this Jewish single is not too observant, if he or she is just culturally Jewish, it's very typical to meet people who are celebrating all possible holidays. So Jewish holidays and non-Jewish holidays. And especially it's very, very obvious in December, because it's a huge Jewish holiday, Hanukkah, very bright, with a lot of activities. And this Hanukkah, usually it's changing every year, but usually it's in December and very close to Christmas. So you can meet Jewish families who has this traditional Jewish candle holder and celebrating Hanukkah, and you can see the very fun photos when you see these donuts and dreidels and the Christmas tree on the backyard. So
first you celebrate Hanukkah, then you celebrate Christmas, then you celebrate New Year, and
absolutely.
even if you're from post-Soviet Union era, you will celebrate Old New Year.
Absolutely, yes, all possible holidays, but I do understand we have very difficult life. Every one of us, we have a very difficult life with with big amount of bad days, busy days, working days, great days. So if you have a reason to celebrate, at least something, let's celebrate. So it's nothing bad. But it's typical for, let's say, countries where is a dominant culture is a Christian culture or any other culture. And I do understand those people who are trying to hold their tradition and to be part of the society, of community where they live. I do understand that. But for example, in Israel, that is Judaism is a theocracy, and so it's not so typical. They are celebrating only Jewish holidays. Most of people are celebrating only Jewish holidays, living by Jewish calendar. It's a special calendar. It's not like the calendars that we are working. So the simple calendars they're using for finance, for working process, but for life, for celebrating birthdays, for celebrating the memory days, they're using, we Jewish people are using the special Jewish calendar. What is important to know when you are meeting Jewish people? It's normal people, I think, in any nationality. There are some typical process, but yes, it's a heritage and culture. It's a fantastic kitchen, especially if this kitchen is going from your mother and grandmother or something like that. And for me, like for Jewish wife, it was a challenge to have a competition with my mother-in-law, even if she passed away when we married, because I need to cook for it would be the same taste like the mother of my husband did. But I don't think that it's only in Jewish religion, but it's very typical for Jewish people. It's very interesting history, and it's typical to be very much connected with the families. So just you need to accept that if you meet the Jewish single, you are dating not just this single, but all the family of this.
Like in Russian culture, the same thing. You marry your whole family.
Yes, you marry all family. It's good because it's always good to be together. It's always good to be united, and so it's very typical that. Okay, I can speak only about my clients because I know most of them. And it's very typical to be well educated, not because Jewish people are smarter than any other nationality, but because it just from the childhood is a very natural part of education to study a lot. So and yes, my clients usually in 99% of cases they are well educated. They're trying to build a career. So, and it was a very interesting statistic within the country is that the less number of unemployment people are Jewish. So those people are always trying to get some profession, something to earn money for themselves and for the family.
I know it's somehow connected with being foreigners everywhere. Because
Yes.
it's something like being stranger everywhere. You have to adapt, you have to find your way, you have to learn some profession because nobody will support you. I think it's part of it, because if you see in the UK, most immigrants, they work really very, very hard because nobody will support them, nobody will help them. They have to survive themselves.
Yes, and if so again, historically, if those people couldn't find a good job for everyone, so they made some communities, and they were
And
special Jewish
help.
hairdresser, Jewish baker, Jewish Jewish Swiss, Jewish carpenter. So they were working for their community.
So
But
it's really, sorry for interrupting you, but it's really interesting thing. It's really a cultural mentality thing that being in foreign countries, not only family keeps together, but even friends, colleagues, and everybody. So just because they're Jewish, they try to help each other and support each other in all countries.
it is like that. I think it's typical not only for Jewish people, it's typical for Armenian people, for Indian people. So I think it's something about being in diaspora, being in
Expat.
being an expat.
Mm-hmm.
So to build a strong community in a new place where you're traveling to.
Is it true about this picture of Jewish mother?
Okay, we are visiting many conferences with you. And on one of those conferences, I remember one speaker told the anecdote about the difference between Jewish mother and Italian mother. An Italian mother is preparing the dinner for her son, and she's telling him, go eat the dinner, otherwise I will kill you. And Jewish mother is preparing the dinner for her son and is telling, go eat the dinner, otherwise I will kill myself. So it's yes, the mother is an authority. The mother is a number one in the family. The mother is a queen of family, and it's okay. It's a good example for men how to take care about women. It's a good example for a girl how she should grow up, and she should deserve to be she should deserve to be a queen, and the girl is educated in this way. Yes, Jewish mother, I don't believe that in any mentality some mother cannot love her children, but in Jewish mentality it's over love, it's an over support, it's an over care. So it's a part of tradition.
Yeah, because I saw in many comedy clubs shows it was this picture, Jewish mom and her son, and the son tries to date somebody, and how Jewish mom overprotecting, over caring, over controlling, something like, you have to take care of my son. It's my most important thing in the world. Yeah, it's really interesting thing. Okay.
Now it's half of true, let's say. So the men are very different, yes, and I think it's the same, typical the same for Italian families, where man became adult. I don't know, maybe when he's close to 40, when mother is very old. I think in Jewish families is different, but yes, mother is traditionally takes over care of her children, not only about sons, but also about daughters, and I think it's beautiful.
Depends on.
I will tell you that I have many applications. The first application I received not from Jewish single, but from her or his mother. So it's for them. It's significant to be sure that their son or daughter will find a good Jewish family. So they are coming to Matchmaker, not the single by themselves.
Really interesting, because if I have some requests from my singles, and my singles are Europeans or Russians, Ukrainians, I always tell them, so I'm fine that you contact me, but please, your son, your daughter should contact me directly, because first, I'm not going to repeat the same stuff twice. Second, I'm not sure that you will understand me right. So that's why I prefer to talk to single directly. And third, if she is not able to speak to matchmaker, how is she or he going to build relationship?
It's the same. I always tell that I really appreciate your care and your love, and I do understand that. But I do believe that our agency is working only with adult people, so it's not a kindergarten. So please, you, like a beautiful mother, should encourage your son or daughter to come to me, telling him or her that I will help. But it should be my job with this person directly, not with you.
Absolutely. So what else should people know before they going to start relationship? Okay, so a strong keeping together as society, as community, then cultural things like different celebrations, traditional things, special role of mother in the family. What else is very, very important, probably the most important for Jewish dating?
I would say the same view for to some points related to heritage. For example, for all Ashkenazi, I'm sure that you've heard this word, Ashkenazi, because we can split all Jewish people for many categories, but two the biggest are Sephardi and Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi is a people who has roots, family roots in Europe, especially in Eastern Europe, and Eastern Europe and Europe by itself had suffered a lot within the Second World War from Holocaust. And I don't know how the situation will change within, I don't know, 30, 50 years. But now still rest some few Holocaust survivors still alive, the second and the third generation. I'm the third generation and my grandfather is Holocaust survivor. And then I remember all these stories and all this impact of this tragedy. And for non-Jewish people, sometimes is difficult to understand because they knew that, okay, the Second World War, 26 million people dead. And so what is special with Jew? So Jewish people never ask this question. So they understand what is special, the same like for gypsies, because it's also a very big amount of people were exterminated within Holocaust. But for Jewish people, it's typical that this question is a deal breaker. There are no different views on that. So, and if you start to date the Jewish people, and you're not Jewish by yourself, so, and if you don't know something, then just don't put your view of point to this topic because it's a very hurtful, it's a pain point for people like that. Maybe not for all of them, but for all Ashkenazi people that I've spoke about.
You know what do you remember in Russian language? Russian language is very specific about some things, and sometimes if we want to emphasize something really very strategically, very pain, we say all pain of Jewish folk.
Yes.
We always say it, even if it's not about Jewish, something like we feel that pain is there, and something like you can feel the pain from some other people even in the saying. I like you. I like this because if I
there
want...
were many reasons to feel this point, because even before the Second World War, it was typical to suffer in pogroms, so where people were killed by all, I don't know, villages or towns or something like that, just for nothing, just for being Jewish.
Just for being different, so it's very interesting thing because it's just being different, not being like everybody. So that's why maybe this is like following of this pain. It's this keeping on tradition and holding on tradition, doesn't matter what's happening, So I don't care what you do, you think about me, but I will be dressed like I want to, like it's normal for my mentality, for my religion. I don't care. I think it's great. Okay, so how, so because you told us and we spoke about Jewish not Jewish, converting and so on. How can you as matchmaker check that this person is really Jewish? So for example, I come to you, say, my grandmother in the Soviet Union was Jewish. Will you believe me, or should I give some proof that even I am Jewish now?
I think one more specific point of Jewish people will not believe. We are checking.
We don't trust. We don't trust. We don't believe.
Yes, we need to check twice or 3 times or 5 times. So it's a joke for sure, but in our agency, we are checking the background. There are many, many ways to check this background. It's not enough just to tell me that I'm Jewish. It's not enough to show me the Israeli passport, because as I said, not everyone who lives in Israel is Jewish. And yes, look, when the girl has a 12 years old or boy has a 13 years old, they start to count like adult people, and they have a special ceremony, special celebration with special tradition, beautiful tradition. And usually if this family is a part of any community, they have a special document. It's a bar mitzvah for boys and bat mitzvah for girls. So the person can show me this certificate from this ceremony. If this person by any reason didn't have this ceremony, but the parents of this person had a traditional Jewish wedding, the ceremony chuppah is not possible for people who are not Jewish. So because this chuppah is approved by a rabbi, and the rabbi, before to approve this ceremony, he must check all documents. So, and this special marriage certificate named Ktuba. So if the person can provide me the Ktuba of parents, so it also works. Also for Jewish cemeteries is allowed to grade the people only Jewish. So also all documents should be checked. If some person can provide me the document from the cemetery that it's a grave for his mother or father, so it's better mother for sure, it also works. And if nothing of those documents are not existing, it's enough to have the letter from the community with a sign of some rabbi of this community that this person is a part of community, that he or she is Jewish and can and wants and deserve to find a Jewish match. So
crazy! It's even worse than to get Droben passport. So I remember when I got my
for our mentality is absolutely normal. We are more happy people who came from the Soviet Union. In our birth certificate, the nationality of mother was written. So, and it's very helpful. So it's enough just to show me the birth certificate where it's written that mother is Jewish, and it will be approved. Okay. So it's yes, it's many things. It's many ways how you can prove that you are Jewish.
So. Okay, so as for me, it was really a very interesting conversation because I learned really a lot. Jewish never trust. Jewish never believe, they check twice. But, it's great because, again, Russian saying is, trust is good, trust is well, but control is better. Yes. Controlling is better. Okay, Karina, thank you so much for your time. It was really interesting conversation, and I hope all people who are interested in Jewish culture will contact Karina directly, so you can always find Simantov International in internet. It's probably the eldest Jewish matchmaking company located in Europe, so you can always set a call. And next time we meet, you might tell us about how you work and what is your process to work with Jewish people, because I think it's very important to understand if the process is clear, if I know what is happening and how are you searching for matches, and if these matches are appropriate for me, and all this stuff we will discuss in our next conversation. Thank you.
Yes, I can make the short spoiler for the next conversation.
Okay, do it.
And it will be a good good addition to the questions that you already asked me. We have a very popular Jewish joke that in the place where two Jewish people are living, it will be 3 synagogues. We always able to find the reason where to make a problem. It's our national point. But so what is really good now, I do understand that having so many different kinds of Jewish traditions right now and Jewish directions right now is something like Christianity has a Catholic, has a Russian Orthodox, has a Protestants, and other direction. So the same we have in Jewish culture, but we have a wording that if we still have so many directions, it means that everything is okay, because when is some big tragedy is coming, we all are uniting. So until we are so many ways to go, everything is okay. And next time we will talk about how I am managing to connect these different ways and different directions, and should we do that or not.
Okay. So, spoiler for the next time, for episode 2. Thank you so much for your time. It was amazing conversation, and I hope all Jewish people or people who are interested to meet Jewish will find you soon and will connect you.
Thank you, Ksenia.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.